Hi, welcome to the 2025-2026 school year. My name is Mrs. Zatzke. This is the 8th grade science class back to school night video. For you, those of you who were not able to come or came and forgot what I said, this is your resource to access that material. This year, your child will need a digital textbook, a digital notebook. Those are found on the school-issued Chromebook that your child was given at school. So they have that. You can have a pen or pencil, highlighters, colored pencils, a simple calculator, metric ruler with centimeters or millimeters is very helpful. The one thing that they really need, especially for science class, is this spiral notebook. It's 100 pages, college ruled, one subject. And the thing about it is really the size. It needs to be big enough to put a piece of printer paper in, glued down so that it fits perfectly. They don't have to cut it or do anything to it. We are going to use almost every page in this book. So it has 100 pages. We're going to do 200 pages because we're going to use the front and the back of each page to put all of our assignments in. Your child can use this on tests, open book tests, or open notebook tests. And it is a good way for them to be able to track their assignments without losing them in their bag. I do have a class website. It's really helpful for you to find information about what supplies you're going to need. But other than that, I do provide communication mostly through Google Classroom. That's where you're going to find assignments. That's where you're going to find information about what we're doing in class and any resources that your child might need to help them with studying or anything. I am Mrs. Zatzke. I've been here for 15 years, and I've been teaching 20 years. I previously taught high school science in Sacramento, Sac City Unified, and Campbell, California. I went to UC Davis. I have a bachelor's in geology and a master's in science education. And some of my hobbies include reading, knitting, cooking, a lot of the things that the kids do. I was a band kid, so I played the trumpet since I was 11 years old, and I do have a small farm. We have llamas, goats, sheep, dogs, cats, you name it. And my two children are ages 12 and 14. They're involved in the community as well. So they do FFA, dancing, swim team, water polo. And my husband is also a part of the community. He's the principal of Ridgeview Elementary School. I love science. I really hope your child gets the bug to love science as well this year. And I hope they learn a lot. This year in 8th grade science, we're going to learn about space, forces and energy, waves, and adaptation. So it's kind of a mix of biology and physics. If you're interested in what we're looking at in teaching, it's the Next Generation Science Standards. They are linked there. And we use the integrated learning progression model if you're trying to look at what exactly we're teaching. So I do have some pictures here, like the space station. I have a dam, and I have fiber optic, and some adaptations like spikes on succulents. So our curriculum is Bring Science Alive from TCI, the same as the last few years. It is 8th grade integrated science. It is 100% NGSS, as you can see there. Your child will access that through Clever on their Chromebook or from the Google Waffle. I think Clever is a little more comfortable for the kids to use. They get 24 access to the curriculum whenever they need it. It is a really well-written curriculum. I actually find it not boring, and I encourage you to read it with your child if you have the time. Your child's grade is going to be broken down into 3 parts. It is a weighted grade: 50% content knowledge, 30% skills, 20% engagement and participation. All categories include grades for classwork, quizzes, tests, activities, labs, everything. And I update grades frequently in PowerSchool. So please check weekly, at least, if not every other day or so. I don't update grades too often, but it's kind of nice to keep updated on there. And later missing work can be turned in for full credit until the deadline of 1 week before the end of the trimester. I very much believe in your child being able to correct what they have missed. However, them not completing work on time can affect their performance on tests and quizzes. So I try to give feedback as soon as possible. So getting that work done as soon as possible or right on time is advantageous for your child. Absent work, I give a grace period of as many days as they're absent. But just like the late work policy, they are able to turn it in late, no problem. The only thing is if they miss a lab, I would really love if they finish it within 2 weeks of their absence, because the absences, it's really hard to make up labs and have it set up for longer than 2 weeks. So we try to do some stuff online to help them make it up. But if they miss that window, it is very, very difficult for me to set that lab up again. The grade content knowledge is a lot of the stuff that is harder, higher level questions, maybe something I've never taught before, but I'm applying to a new concept for them. Skills is I do, you do. So in this physics section of science, a lot of it is I do example problems and then they do practice problems. So engagement participation is note taking, participating in labs, participating in classwork, participating in discussion, and helping put presentations together. Assessments are tests and quizzes. Quizzes are typically on the reading assignments, so they're very straightforward. Those would be in the skills category. Tests have a mixture of skills and content knowledge questions, so I split those up by category. Assessments cannot be made up, and for credit, they can't redo a test or make up any part of the test if they missed it. So I would really like them to be ready to take assessments and be able to handle the results of those assessments and use that as feedback rather than use that as like criticism, if that makes sense. So I really am assessing them just to see, do you understand the material? Have you been thinking about it? Have you been applying it? And then they take those assessment results, then have a meeting with themselves or with me, and they talk about, how can I make my grade better next time, and make some realistic goals. So I really encourage that so that they can grow as assessment takers throughout their 8th grade year going into high school. I have done this for many years and it works really well with students. Their test grade is not a huge part of their science grade. So the biggest part of their science grade, especially in 8th grade science, are the labs and activities. The labs and activities are actually most of their grade, and I accept full corrections and late work on those until 1 week before the end of each trimester. So those grades are going to be the most impactful for keeping their grade nice and high like they like it. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I am available. I'm happy to schedule a time to talk to you if you would like to talk to me about anything. If you are struggling with content, you can connect with me. You can connect with me as a parent advocating for your child to get them set up for success. Okay. I always give suggestions for how to study, how to learn. I do have a YouTube channel where I make playlists of videos that align with each of the lessons, which align with the standards. So they can watch those videos, you can watch those videos and help understand the material. The biggest thing about this year is being able to discuss and teach the material to another person. If you get there, you're going to be A-okay. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. I have other resources as well if you need them throughout the year. I'm excited to be your science teacher, and thanks for coming.